So that is one of my things, is that I want the collector to make sure they're looking stylish with culture. And my business, it is very bright colors. Like my color palette is very bright neon colors. I always have the color black and the color white, and then I have bright, vibrant neon colors. And I call myself a contemporary artist because I don't use our traditional colors in my tribes, in my culture. We have our own colors. And then when we're given Indian names, we have our own colors. And then, so like my colors, I don't, my personal beliefs, I don't feel like, that I use those to sell. So that's why I use bright neon colors. But also too, I always incorporate my tradition and my culture by ribbon skirts. So I have like the ribbon skirts behind me. Well, the ribbon skirt behind me. And so that's how I merged it. I merged contemporary with the traditional element, and I merged it together. Because having a 17-year-old son, I always like try to be creative on how can I get his age group, how can I get the young people interested in our culture? How can I get them interested in our way of life? And that one of those things is by making and creating something that catches their eye. If I was to use my traditional colors that was given on a ribbon skirt, I don't know if that would catch a young person's eye, or on a ribbon shirt. But if I use these bright neon colors, then, more than likely they're going to look at the bright neon color than the traditional color. And I know that from experience. Because like when I was in high school, I always wanted to wear the bright neon colors. And because I was a power dancer, I am a power dancer. I dance fancy. And so I was a fancy shawl dancer. And when I go on the power trails, I'd always see like the fancy dancers that always have like these fluorescent, neon, bright, beautiful colors, and had applique on them. And I always tell my mom, I want that. And my mom was always like old school. She was traditional. No, those aren't your colors. These are your dancing colors. So my mom would always put, yellows and turquoise and white and, those colors on me, like colors of the land and stuff. And I'm always like, like I wasn't really feeling it, and like I said, I was a teenager, I didn't really feel like wearing those colors, but I did because, out of respect for my mom, because my mom bought them, my mom made them, and so that's why I wore them. So now that I'm an adult and I created my brand and my business and my logo, it took a lot of thought, like what was my color palette going to be? And so that's when I came up with the neons, because it was out of rebelliousness against my mom, because we each have that rebelliousness, against our parents at one point in our life, or, at least that's what I think. I'm not sure, but so I'm like, oh, I'm an adult and, I have my business and my mom can't tell me anything, haha. So, that's why I made like the bright neon colors for my logo and for my business. And then I still, though, when I fancy dance and I power dance, I still have my dancing colors. I don't, I still hold true to that from, the teachings of my mom and our family colors and stuff. So my dancing colors are different from my business colors, so I do keep those separate. And so colors for me in my business are very important. And like that's a teaching alone, about our people, because our people had colors. Wherever you go in Indian country, in each tribe, they have their own specific colors. And that's how you could, that before, like in the 90s, 80s, and long time ago, that's how you used to notice them when you were at a powwow or a social gathering. It was like, oh, they're so-and-so tribe, they use these colors, they use these designs and stuff. But now, it's not like that no more, because we're so, mixed and stuff. And a lot of people use all colors. For designs, our people, the Northern Plains tribes, and where I'm located, the Crees and the Chippewas, mainly the Crees, we used a lot of geometric designs. And so I incorporate the geometric, and then also too, we use flowers for the Ojibwe side. We use a lot of flowers. So that's how, I incorporate like those traditional elements into my clothes. And the best way to describe is I have my Two Worlds dress right behind me. And the Two Worlds dress, it is about living in two worlds. It's about living in this modern, contemporary, Western world. And then, there's this other world, our world of an indigenous people, of Native American, with our values and what we grew up with. And it's about merging them two worlds together. Because that's how I feel like, I always felt like we lived in two worlds. And then so I wanted to, share that through my fashion about the Two Worlds dress. And so that's why it's called the Two Worlds. Like one side of the dress is a short, shiny silver dress, something that's very contemporary and something that you wouldn't necessarily wear to a ceremony. The other side of the dress is a kukum dress, where it's long sleeve, and then it's past the knees. And then our women in Cree country, where I'm from, we didn't put ribbon on our dresses. We just left them plain. And then so it has no ribbon work on it. It's just, a plain dress. But yet I still staying true to who I am as a business. I use my color palette, which is the neons and the pinks and the blacks. And so I have my color palette in there. And then I combine the two dresses. It's two worlds meeting. It's the Two Worlds dress. So that's how I incorporate my traditional and my contemporary in my work. It's always, in my mind, and always how am I going to share this with the world? What vision are they going to see? Are they going to understand my vision? Are they going to understand my clothes and, and what I think and hear? And so that's how I incorporate it.